What is going on, everybody? This is Eric here with another Lost Production. And if you haven't heard, AMD's ThreadRippers 2990X or ThreadRippers 2 is getting released. Now, the ThreadRippers is a massive CPU, and there's a comparison for you. All right, but it's going to have 32 cores. This ThreadRippers 2 is going to have 32 cores, and it's going to be really, really interesting to see that. But for those that just built an AMD ThreadRippers and they're like, oh man, now another one's coming out and I want to upgrade. Some good news, you're not going to buy a new motherboard. Your TR4 socket motherboard will work with the Behemoth. So you don't really have to worry about replacing your motherboard. Now, the ThreadRippers 2990X will be running at about $1,500 to $1,700, whereas the 7980XE from Intel, the Core i9, I think it ran for like 17 or 1800, and it had 18 cores. So when the new Intel HEDT, I think, yeah, HEDT comes out, it's going to be packing 28 cores. So the ThreadRippers 2 2990X is already going to be beating the HEDT, and I'm going to go ahead and pretty much guarantee it to be a lesser price too, just because Intel's always going to be a higher price. It's just one of those things. Now, some of the first benchmarks had come out, and I couldn't really find any of them, but what I have read from other forums that the AMD's demo at the Computex 2018, it was a monster. It was just destroying. And so I'm actually really excited to see that, see what it's going to be doing. But I'll try. I wanted to find some of those leaked benchmarks, but oh well. But the overclock capabilities, I'm not exactly sure how well that's going to be. Like I said, it's up on the store, and it's saying that it's got a 3.8 gigahertz clock to it, but I don't know. Like, it probably be boosted to 4 and be stable. A base clock of 3.4 to 4, but some people are speculating that you'd be able to get it to 4.2 gigahertz. Who knows? I mean, right now, I know it's a lot of numbers and everything, but I'm really excited about this. I was really surprised that it's already out for pre-orders, and I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. It was just like no. But anyways, the 2990X will fit the TR4 socket, which is really nice. Like I said, so next year when if I want to upgrade from my 1950X to a 2990X, for when it becomes a lot cheaper, because I'm not going to spend $1,600 on a processor. I'm just not going to do that. I'm going to wait till it gets down to under $1,000. But it didn't take long for the AMD ThreadRippers 1950X to get under $1,000. It came out at $1,000. And now you can pick it up for $750. And I think at one point it was at $719. So I don't mind spending $800 on a processor if it's beastly. I'm not going to spend $1,600. But anyways, that's just me. Everybody's a different breed. So anyways, the roadmap that AMD popped out from 2018 to 2020. So check this out. Okay, for high-end desktops, the TR4 sockets. All right, so now we are at the Ryzen AMD's or the Ryzen ThreadRippers 2000 series. All right, so we're at the 2s now. They are also planning to be using the Zen 2 architect for the ThreadRippers 3000 and the Zen 2 Plus or 3 for the 4000 series. And that's all going to be TR4 sockets. So we're going to see multiple upgrades for the ThreadRippers, and I'm actually kind of curious of what they're going to do with it. But if you don't want that many cores and you want more of a gaming, and you want to go back down to the AM4 sockets, where you're at the, if you're at the 1800X or you're at the 2700X CPU for gaming, the 3000 will be coming out later down the road, and the 4000 series will be coming out, and these will all fit the AM4 socket. So there's a lot of upgrade room there as well, and those generally run a lot cheaper than the ThreadRippers, and hell of a lot cheaper than the Intel guys. But as y'all know how that goes. So the ThreadRipper's 1000 series, which is like the 1900, the 1920s, run anywhere from 16 cores to 32 cores, whereas the 2000 is going to run anywhere from 32 cores. No, it ran 10 cores to 16 cores with 32 threads. I apologize. And the 2000 series is going to be running with 32 cores max, and they're supposed to have an 18 core as well to 64 threads. So that's going to be really great. Nothing's been heard yet, of course, on the 3000 and 4000 series. That's a little bit down the road. But if you look at the AMD A4s, they're going to be running at 8 cores. What they're running at right now, but the 3000 series, they haven't announced it yet, but I'm going to go ahead and assume 10 cores. So that'll be really kind of interesting to see what they're going to do with that. The Ryzen 3000 series is supposed to be announced at the 2019 first quarter. Should be first quarter. We'll see. But the 4000 won't be announced till the 2020. So yeah. But anyways, when compared to the i9-7980XE, the ThreadRippers 2990X offers better architect based on the 12nm process, the 14 more cores, 28 more threads for $500 less than the i9 cost. So that right there is, you see what I'm saying, the big difference in the price gap between Intel and AMD. Comparing to the Ryzen ThreadRipper 1950X, we get 16 more cores, 32 more threads, faster clocks for just $500 more. Like I said, so if you want to jump right out of the gate and get a 2990X, I would suggest pre-ordering it now. With that being said, prices, like I said, go anywhere and fluctuate. But when the high-end market puts the Intel's HEDT, I think it's going to be in a lot of trouble because it's going to be over $2,000. It's just, you know, I just feel like it's going to be one of those. You're just going to stick with it because you're an Intel fanboy. But other than that, that's going to be it. I know this video was a little bit lengthier, just throwing out numbers and kind of talking, but I'm really excited about the ThreadRipper 2. And I'm really excited just in general about the whole, just, I don't know, it's like, I feel like, you know, because there for a while, AMD wasn't doing crap, man. They were the bottom of the barrel. They were the people that you didn't even look at, you know, but now they've really started shine in the last couple of years. So that's really impressive. I'm really excited to see what they're going to go with. And I'm really wanting to read and look at more of those benchmarks for the 2990X. But we will get with that when more show up. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Like I said, I do apologize this video was a little bit more lengthier and just not a whole lot of movement going on in the background. It's just more numbers and maybe a random picture or so, but you know, but thank y'all so much for tuning in. If y'all do me a solid and hit the like button, the sub button if you haven't already for future content. Also, put in the chat down below and let me know what you think. If you're more of the Intel, if you're more for the AMD, if you're excited about the ThreadRipper 2, if you think it's too soon, you know, so on and so on. But anyways, thank y'all again. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, a wonderful night, and Godspeed.